Hello everyone. A few days ago, DefenseCon and the accompanying Free Fly event came to an end along with the first sale of the final concept ship, the Anvil Odin. During the festival of Odin sale, starcitizen finale supposed the incredible milestone of $1 billion raised for game development, while crowdfunding for the project began back in 2012. The last 4 years have been particularly successful for the company. In fact, nearly half of that $1 billion was raised during those 4 years alone. During the first wave of Anvil Odin sales, CG reportedly generated more than $7 million, which is roughly the same amount they raised during an 3 years of crowdfunding on Kickstarter. As for operating the Anvil Odin, CG stated that the minimum crew requirement is 33 players. However, to fully operate the ship as intended and unlock its full potential, the developers recommend a crew of approximately 65 players or more. Managing that many people on a single ship will require excellent coordination, planning, and organization. Because of the number of players involved, it is likely that ship of this scale will eventually receive dedicated server resources to ensure stable performance. However, this will only become possible once dynamic server meshing is implemented. At the moment, the game is still using static server meshing. In terms of physical specifications, the Anvil Odin measures 752 meters in length, 222 meters in width, 213 meters in height. Cargo capacity consists of 6,000 SCU in the main cargo hold, 2,000 SCU in the cargo lift system. The ship also includes a wide range of facilities including the bridge, briefing room, fire control center, command and control center, crew quarters, canteen, hospital, forward engineering, aft engineering, port and starboard hangars, tram system, cargo lift, main cargo hold. The Odin features 3 small hangars on each side of the ship. These hangars are connected internally and also linked to a large medium hangar located in the center of the vessel. The medium hangar opens through large doors at the rear of the ship. The Anvil Odin is also equipped with a pilot-controlled size 12 laser cannon when firing. Cooling panels extend outward to dissipate heat, creating a vulnerable weak point that enemies can target. In addition to this weapon, the ship carries a massive arsenal. It features 2 primary main turrets located on the top and bottom of the ship. Each turret is equipped with triple size 12 cannons, and each turret is almost the size of an Earth-sized galaxy. The ship also carries 3 minute size 10 turrets, 8 remote control size 10 turrets, 8 dual size 8 turrets, 2 quad size 8 turrets, 20 vertical launch size 12 missiles, 42 size 2-point defense turrets distributed across the hull. Because much of the ship's weaponry is designed to remain hidden until deployed, development is more complex and will likely extend the ship's production timeline across all cell valves. CG reportedly sold approximately 6,000 Odin battlecruisers. Roughly half were purchased with new cash, while the other half were purchased using store credit. Total Odin sales generated an estimated $15 million, making it the largest single-day ship sale in starcitizen history. During May alone, CG reportedly earned more than $44 million, while revenue since the beginning of the years expected $28 million before the Odin sale. The actual total may be significantly higher, but exact numbers remain unknown. As with other limited capital ships, the Odin is expected to return in future well-based sales during major events. That said, players should not expect the ship itself to arrive anytime soon. Now let's move on to the Drake Ironclad and Ironclad Assault. As many players already know, both ships launched with a number of issues related to their detachable command module. One of the most frustrating bugs caused the command module to randomly detach or switch into combat mode without player input. This became a major problem during quantum travel because activating combat mode would immediately force the ship out of quantum travel. The same issue also affected jump point and wormhole, potentially preventing player from reaching another star system. A player recently asked CG about these issues on Spectrum and whether fixes were being worked on. The response came from Nico CG, who confirmed that the teams successfully reproduced the bugs internally and already working on several fixes for the Ironclad. According to him, improvements have been made to the transition between navigation mode and combat mode, as well as to the command module, docking and undocking system. These fixes have already been completed internally and are ready for implementation. As a result, players will most likely see these changes arriving in patch 4.8.1. This is also additional information regarding the Ironclad and Ironclad Assault that was shared during Barge Citizen. CG revealed that they are considering a redesign of the bridge section of the both ships. One possible currently being discussed is allowing players to control the ship either from the detachable command module or from the upper bridge located on top of the vessel. At the moment, that upper section only provides access to the tractor beam and the turrets, but this information is still preliminary and has not yet been officially confirmed. During Barge Citizen, CG also discussed their current plans for ship development in 2027. One developer mentioned that he intends to push for a rework of the Origin 600. In addition, the team hopes to begin work on another highly requested ship rework in 2027, separate from the frequently discussed Reclaimer and Constellation updates. However, CG did not reveal which ship that might be. Looking ahead, Alien Week is expected to arrive very soon. The event will most likely launch alongside patch 4.8.1 around the 12th of the month. Alien Week is expected to introduce at least two new ships. The first is the long-awaited Gattac Railen. The Railen is a large cargo ship produced by the Xi'an manufacturer Gattac. Players already have some familiarity with Xi'an ship designed through the Railen, a small starter ship that provided our first real look at Xi'an aesthetic and culture. The Railen should expand upon that by giving us a much better understanding of Xi'an architecture and engineering. Interestingly, the ship was specifically designed to be operated by both humans and Xi'an, making it suitable for mixed species graves. As for Railen's mysterious sibling ship, CG revealed during Citizen that another Gatak vessel will also be unveiled during Alien Week. While details remained scarce, the developers hinted that it will most likely be an industrial ship. CG also shared several details about upcoming content planet, patch 4.8.3. One of the most exciting additions will be alien NPC that require protection from xenotrade attacks. These characters will represent alien species beyond Vikelo and the Vandal, expanding the universe with entirely new alien encounters. Patch 4.8.3 is currently expected to release sometime in early July. The developers also discussed incoming improvements to suite lockers and equipment storage systems. According to CG, these features are currently targeted for either patch 4.9 or 4.10. Patch 4.9 is also expected to introduce a brand new hostile faction. Additionally, players may see the Siege of Orison return alongside instant sync technology and new underground location and dungeons. Patch 4.10, currently planned for September, is expected to bring the first planet of the Nyx system. During Citizen, CG confirmed that the release of Nyx 1 is currently targeted for September. This is significant because it will mark the first planet builds using the next generation of planetary technology, Planetech version 5. Planetech version 5 combined with the Genesis procedure generation system will be responsible for automatically determining vegetation placement, environmental conditions, temperatures, terrain composition, and much more. The goal is to dramatically increase the realism and diversity of planetary environments. One developer working directly on this technology mentioned that the planetary team is actually relieved that CitizenCon will not take place this year. As many of you know, CG decided to cancel CitizenCon 2026 in order to focus more resources on development. According to the developer, preparing for CitizenCon requires an enormous amount of work because systems and features must be polished enough for public demonstration. Many teams throughout the company reportedly feel the same way. At the same time, he admitted that it is somewhat disappointing because CitizenCon has also been an opportunity to showcase the team's achievements directly to the community. Planetech V5 was originally planned for release earlier this year, and the team was only barely meeting this deadline. However, priorities changed. As a result, the developers decided to continue working on the system and release it in a much more complete and ambitious state rather than rushing it out earlier. Nix 1, Nix 2, and Nix 3 will all be built using Planetech V5. These worlds are expected to look dramatically different from existing planets currently found in the game. Players can expect new biome types, multi-layered terrain systems, improved geological formations, advanced vegetation placement, more realistic environmental transition. The game engine will automatically determine where specific plants, rocks, and environmental features should appear, creating worlds that feel significantly more natural and believable. CG has also discussed dynamic seasons, updated weather systems, and numerous other planetary improvements. However, it remains unclear exactly which of these features will be included in the first release of Planetech V5. Another major feature currently in development in Star Architect. This system is designed to automatically populate planets with a wide variety of structures, mission location, point of interest, and interconnected facilities. According to CG, Star Architect will be capable of creating locations with multiple levels and logical layouts, helping to make planets feel more alive and believable. The system will not only place buildings across planetary surfaces, but will also help populate interiors, furniture, decorations, equipment, and other environmental objects will be automatically arranged based on the purpose and design of each location. The ultimate goal is to significantly increase the number and variety of places players can discover throughout the universe, while reducing the amount of manual work required from developers. Another feature currently planned for 2027 is base building. Many players originally expected base building to arrive this year, alongside Planetech V5 and the first planets of the Nix system. At one point, it seemed likely that Nix 1 would become the starting point for player-built settlements. However, it now appears that CG wants additional time after releasing the new planets and Planetech V5 before introducing large-scale construction mechanic. The developers will first need to ensure that the new planetary technology is functioning currently and that the generated worlds are stable and ready for long-term expansion. Only after that process is complete will they focus on implementing the full base building experience. While this means players may need to wait a little longer, it should hopefully result in a much more polished and completed system when it finally arrives. Looking ahead, the future of StarCitizen continues to revolve around larger player experiences, more advanced technology, and increasingly detailed worlds. With Planetech V5, the Genesis system, Star Architect, dynamic server meshing, and the eventual arrival of base building, the next few years could be some of the most important in the game's development history. Of course, many of these features are still in active development, and plans can always change, but based on what CG has shared so far, there is currently a lot for players to look forward to. And that's all for today. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you're just as excited as I am about the future edition of base building and the arrival of new planets powered by Planetary Version 5. Take care everyone. Bye for now and I'll see you in the next video.